Hello everybody, and welcome back to One Nerd to Rule Them All. And in today's video, we're going to be jumping into the second episode of our Horus Heresy Series as we discuss the rise of the Imperium of Man. So if that sounds like something you'll be into, then just keep on watching. Before the fires of betrayal and the fall of the legions, before the siege of Terra, the Imperium of Man rose from the ashes of a broken galaxy. This is the story of humanity's peak, its fall into darkness, and its defiant resurgence under the banner of the Emperor. This is the age of myths, the golden age of technology, the age of strife, and the dawn of the Great Crusade. We'll begin with the golden age of technology. In the dark age of technology, which we now ironically call the golden age, humanity reached heights unseen before or since. Roughly spanning from the 15th to the 25th millennium, this was a time when man conquered the stars. Faster than light travel, using stable warp devices, standard template constructs or STCs, to instantly fabricate technology, and artificial intelligences, known as the Men of Iron, carried out labour and war on humanity's behalf. Entire solar systems were terraformed, interconnected through warp routes and communication networks. Earth, or Terra, became the heart of a vast galactic civilization. Humanity stood unchallenged, until it created its own doom. The utopia of the Golden Age came to a catastrophic end. The Men of Iron, once loyal machine servants, rebelled. Their synthetic logic deemed humanity inefficient, chaotic, and unworthy of control. A brutal civil war followed, galaxy-spanning and genocidal. Entire systems were destroyed. In the aftermath, humanity outlawed true artificial intelligence forever, turning instead to machine worship, which later evolved in the cult of Mechanicus on Mars. Without ALS, the STC system that powered civilization were lost or degraded. Knowledge slipped away. Many worlds fell into isolation, regression, and ruin. Now we move on to the Age of Strife. The Age of Strife followed, a 5,000-year era of horror and collapse, beginning in the 25th millennium. Massive warp storms swept the galaxy, cutting off warp travel and communication between human colonies. Isolated, many worlds degenerated into barbarism, theocratic madness, or techno-feudal tyranny. On top of that, a psychic mutation began its manifestation across the human population. These psychers, untrained and uncontrolled, often succumbed to demonic possession, tearing the world apart from within. Terra itself was consumed by apocalyptic warfare, ruled by techno-barbarian warlords. The last memory of unity was reduced to superstition and myth. Amidst the chaos, a hidden power rose, the Emperor of Mankind, a being who had walked among humanity for thousands of years, finally emerging from the shadows. With genetic science lost to the rest of mankind, he created his own army of genetically enhanced super soldiers, the Thunder Warriors, to wage a campaign of global unification. Thus began the Unification Wars, a brutal conquest to bring Terra under one rule. Major factions like the Pan-Pacific Empire and the Emerson Hegemony were eradicated. When Terra was last unified, the Emperor purged the unstable Thunder Warriors in secret and laid the foundations for a new kind of army, the Adeptus Astartes, or Space Marines. With Terra secured, the Emperor began the Primarch Project, an experiment to create 20 perfected superhuman generals to lead his legions. Each was genetically designed using his own DNA, intended to embody a facet of his psyche or philosophy, or his logic, war, wisdom, diplomacy, or faith. But something went terribly wrong, a warp breach, possibly triggered by the Chaos Gods, scattering the Primarchs across the galaxy as infants, each landing on a distant human-colonized world. Using recovered genetic material, the Emperor forged 20 Space Marine legions, each tied to the essence of its missing Primarch, waiting for the day they could be reunited. With Terra and Mars united through the Treaty of Olympus, the Emperor launched the Great Crusade, a colossal campaign to reunite the scattered human colonies and forge a new empire amongst the stars. Space Marine legions were deployed across the galaxy, conquering, liberating, or integrating lost human worlds. The Imperial Army, the Mechanicum, and Navigator houses joined the campaign. One by one, the Primarchs were found. Warriors turned kings and warlords on distant worlds. Each was given command of the legion created in their image. It was a time of triumph, a brief golden age reborn, powered by conquest and fueled by faith in a singular vision. Humanity united, safe from the warp, under the rule of reason, order, and the Emperor. As the Imperium expanded, the Emperor stepped back from war. He returned to Terra to work on his most secret endeavor, the Webway project. Hidden beneath the Imperial Palace, the ancient Eldar technology, once believed lost, was being reverse engineered by the Emperor to create a human-built Webway system. The network of tunnels through real space would have made warp travel obsolete, eliminating the need for navigators, warp drives, or any exposure to chaos. But to maintain it, the Emperor needed the Golden Throne, a psychic machine that kept the gate stable and secure. To focus on this, he left the command of the Crusade to his most trusted son, unaware that the seeds of doubt and pride had begun to fester across the galaxy. And so the Imperium of Men rose again, forged from fire and ruin, driven by will and war, with the Emperor as its immortal architect. But shadows stirred in the edge of the map. Beneath triumph lay secrecy, and even bright lights cast the darkest shadow. What came next would reshape the galaxy forever, but that story remains for another time. Thank you for watching this lore deep dive into the rise of the Imperium of Man. I hope you enjoyed it. Down in the description you will find 2 links. The first, my partner Rothmer's channel, so if you enjoy MMOs and action RPGs, then please feel free to have a look at that. And of course, if you like Warhammer stuff, which I can assume you do if you're watching this video, then please feel free to have a look at our joint channel called Nerdy Miniatures, where we build, paint, and will soon be battling our Warhammer armies against each other. Every Friday, I'll be coming up with a new episode of this series, so if you're liking it so far, stay tuned for that. Anyway, that'll be it from me. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, bye for now.